Want what I really, really want is a Spice Girl. Sick, I fuck up my whole world. Pause when she told nothing like old girl. Scary and sporty.
Yes. Should I bring my deck up?
Yeah, girl.
Yeah. Just in case.
We've got fun to do.
I'll leave my
So my name is Dejanay, and I'm from Tampa, Florida.
What got you into anime and the whole cosplaying?
Long story, actually. My parents have always been big into nerd culture. My mom has loved comics. She followed the Marvel Comics series. When she first came here to America, my mom is an immigrant from Trinidad, and so you know, the first thing that she read, or the first series that she got into, you know, were the Marvel Comic series. So she really loved them. And then my dad, he's really big into Chinese culture, and he really grew up in the era of like Bruce Lee and everything. So like, you know, watching movies like Ip Man and everything like that, that was really his thing. So, you know, really, like, they both together kind of just birthed me and said, hey.
You know, comics and everything, and they were the ones who really kind of passed it on to me and got me into this entire thing. That's pretty awesome. You actually had parents who actually were knowing of it. that's actually a blessing, because a lot of us were like, our parents had no idea what we were doing. We're like, what are you doing? What is this? What is this Pokemon's like? Okay, so with growing up in that kind of household, like, how was it, you know, and what were some things that you got introduced to as a kid, and just your experience with that?
Really, the cosplay thing, like, it was something that, you know, they both have never heard of. You know, it was something that was completely foreign, but like, it was, at the same time, you know, my mom knew of it because, you know, her ancestry in Trinidad, you know, she already knew of things like Carnival and everything, so dressing up wasn't a big thing, you know, so she had always had a big love for the costumes. And at first she was just like, dressing up like cartoon characters, because it's a difference between, you know, just dressing up for, you know, pretty much a street parade, and then, you know, actually dressing up as like a Halloween character essentially. So when she first saw it, she was always interested in it. And like, when I first came home, you know, I was in high school, you know, and said, I really want to dress up as this character, because like my friends were into anime and manga and everything, and we were hearing about the conventions and everything. We were just like, well, we're gonna make a plan to go. So we decided to go ahead and, you know, get a cosplay group together. And I came home and I showed my mom the picture, and she was just like, is that a kimono? What? You know, so, you know, she was, you know, she was intrigued, confused, but all the while very supportive of it. She was the one who actually helped me make my first costume, which was actually Haku from Naruto. So, you know, we stayed up late nights, you know, cried, pricked our fingers and everything, but in the end it turned out to be great.
So first Naruto you've ever watched, experience?
So the first series I actually ever watched was Speed Racer. So that gives you an idea, like, I am like literally that throwback 90s kid with Speed Racer. I grew up on anime like Robotech. Let's see, G-Force, or Battle of the Planets, because it was dubbed over here and renamed. In Japan it's called Gatchaman. So those were the series that I was big into, you know, growing up, and you know, watching them. And you know, later when Toonami on Cartoon Network became a thing, it was Sailor Moon, Dragon Ball Z, Tenchi Muyo, and everything. So those were the staples, if you will, that got me into anime.
So who was your favorite anime character from any series you've watched so far?
Ooh, favorite anime character.
Who's your favorite woman character? Because I'm all about girl power here. Okay.
Well, if you're looking at her, Satsuki Kiryuin from Kill la Kill is probably my all-time favorite female anime character. She is intelligent, she's strong-willed, she's determined, she's unwavering, even though, like, in the beginning, you know, of the series, and a little bit of a spoiler here, you know, you think that, you know, she's the baddie and she's the manipulative one, and, you know, she's just not this good person. But, you know, as the story develops, you realize, oh my goodness, like, she's been through so much, and to, you know, go through so much with such a, you know, wild and crazy mother, you know, to have that determination to, you know, push back and stand up for herself. And even though she had setbacks, you know, she still kept on trying, and I really, you know, love that about her character.
So, we were talking earlier, and you said that you actually made this. So, explain, the process to this and what got you into wanting to make props for your cosplays.
I really get like patterns from Joann's, and I just kind of doctor it to suit me. The actual little sailor part in Ketsu here actually was something I just drew out. I just kind of like looked up at pictures and just researched it and just sketched out to the best of my ability. The actual body of the dress was a pattern that I modified, and for the props, actually, I was just like, well, a lot of the conventions, they don't allow real weaponry, obviously. So I just researched all these tutorials on how to make, your own sword, make your own props. So it's a little bit of wear and tear here. Like, it's one of the first props I've ever made. It's about roughly 4 years old, but I'm overall pleased with the result because it's the first prop that I've ever made. So it's made out of wood, paper mache, a little bit of Warbler, craft foam, and a whole lot of patience.
Yes,
and
girl.
blood, sweat, and tears.
Girl, that's dedication right there. Yes. Top 3 favorite anime.
The dreaded question.
I know.
Top 3 favorite anime. Well, definitely. My number 1 favorite anime of all time is actually Gundam 00. So that's mecha anime. Second one would probably have to go to Kill la Kill. Kill la Kill, and then followed up by Sailor Moon for the top 3 there.
So what are your goals for the future and this industry?
Well, I'm all about spreading fun and positivity within the cosplay community. So if anything, I'm, all about just doing it mainly just for fun as a hobby, and just, remind people that, cosplay is for fun, because I think that there's a lot of emphasis where it's just it's a competition all the time. And I'm kind of here to dispel that theory, because it's just well, yes, you do compete professionally, and there are people out there who do want to go pro, and more power to them, because is really something to see everybody's hard work and dedication. But at the end of the day, it's also a hobby too, so just reminding yourself that it's something to where nerds and geeks can all come together and just appreciate anime, manga, video games, comic books, just to be that reminder there. That's enough for me.
So to end things off, again, what is a spicy lady to you?
Spicy lady would definitely have to be someone who is a bit of a risk taker. She is unapologetic. Someone who is not afraid to speak her mind, but at the same time honest. So definitely all those things incorporate, being Spicy Lady, because, I think that there is, an emphasis on just because a person is edgy or something like that, you don't have to be mean-spirited to be, spicy. You can just, be yourself and, have your own opinion and not be silenced when, things are taking a turn for the worse, or if you're feeling uncomfortable, or, something is just, not right with you. You can always, use your voice and say, hey, this isn't right, or hey, I'm a woman, or I'm a person too. So my name is Dejanay. I'm 28 years old from Tampa, Florida, and my Instagram name is Deja Vu Dejanay. So that's Deja Vu _Dejanay.
My name is Natalie. I am from originally Fort Lauderdale, Florida, so I've been in Florida all my life.
So, all this anime.
Yeah.
What was your first experience with anime?
So technically, when I was young, I didn't really know what the whole anime thing was. I was just into cartoons, and I realize now that technically my first anime was Yu-Gi-Oh, and I had the biggest crush on Joey. So
yes.
But when I actually got into it and knew what it was, it would have been Naruto that started it off, for me, for sure.
Okay, so what was a Naruto that you liked about it?
That I liked? I love a good underdog story, and with that being my first introduction to anime, it's it was this person, that was the main character that nobody liked, in the beginning, everybody hated, everybody avoided them, everybody pretty much like, you're not gonna be nothing. And he ends up just manifesting, taking all that energy and really like putting it towards, all right, like that, I'll show y'all. So I love that type of thing because I always relate things like that to myself, and just kind of feeling like I wasn't really handed things. So it's like, all right, I'm gonna take all the negative and all the bad things and turn all the naysayers into like haters.
And that's the thing with us who like anime, we relate to these characters because of our own personal experiences.
For sure.
And it's just goes hand in hand. So
Absolutely.
I love it. Death Note, One Piece. I know you're telling me how you love One Piece. So how did you get started with One Piece world?
One Piece. So with One Piece has actually been one of those anime, like when you meet other people that are into it and they tell you to watch things like, oh, you have to watch this, you have to watch this. One Piece has actually been one of those anime that people have been telling me to watch for years. Like for years, like at least like 5 years ago, like people were telling me like to start on it. And I would look and I would be like, that's way too many episodes. Like it's a lot of other ones that I want to watch because, you know, Death Note's kind of short. And some random ones I've watched that probably not a lot of people have ever heard of, like Detroit Metal City, like different things like that. And finally, at my job where I work at now, my coworker, who's heavily into anime as well, he started this. And like I was telling you yesterday, like when he started it, he does the same job as me. He does music on the side. He does rapping. He does public speaking. He does dancing. Like he does so many things. And I'm like, if he could find time to like watch One Piece and watch all these episodes and things, I can do it too, because I don't even do all that. So that's what really made me finally sit down and said, okay, let's watch this. And I love it.
Yeah. Who's your favorite character from One Piece?
From One Piece, I love a lot of the characters, especially within a Straw Hat. I find, you know, them all unique and special in their own individual ways. I personally really love Nico Robin. I feel like I relate to her a lot. I see myself in, you know, a lot of the things that she had to go through. It was just this one episode, I don't know where this is going, I don't want to do like spoilers, but it was like the episode where she got taken away, and at first they thought she betrayed them, and it was really like something that she had to do, and the reason that she was doing it was to save them and so they wouldn't get hurt. And when Luffy like made her say, I want to live, like my heart right there, and it's just like she found these dope people that she can actually feel that with. She can actually say I want to live instead of just saying I don't want to live anymore because there's no purpose for my existence. Like she found people that really made her believe in herself.
Yeah, like you said, that was a really heartwarming moment.
I was like sobbing.
But yeah, and I think a lot of us, again, there's always been that part in anime where it hit that little sweet spot for us. A lot of anime is fun and it's adventurous, but the ones that do have those parts that hits home, that's what makes it so much worth it to watching, why we fall in love with it.
Absolutely.
And definitely. See me, I stopped after Alabassa's arc, so I don't. Even watching that, it had a lot of like slavery.
I think that's where they met, Nico, too.
Yeah, and like so it had a lot of like real world issues in it,
For sure.
and I definitely see why people like it.
Getting goosebumps.
See, because we're real here. Like we talking real.
Yeah.
So so I love that. So out of the boys, cause I know we met at a convention. I saw you cosplay as Ace, and I also caught your little Ace chain. So is Ace your favorite character, like boy character?
Yeah, I got my Ace as well right here. So Ace, I love Ace, man. I don't even want to talk about that because that got me in my feelings too. And actually, the part I'm in One Piece now, more feelings, because when they were younger, I don't think you saw it. I really don't want to spoil it for you.
Girl, I already seen it.
When they were younger, because how Luffy and Ace are brothers, but they weren't biological brothers. There was Sabo, that Ace was, that they were all like this trio of brothers. They all exchanged little bowls of sake, and that made them brothers. And he just got introduced back, and they're fighting for Ace's devil fruit. And Ace, I really like. It wasn't a lot of him, but I just saw him. Like, he's freaking beautiful, first of all. And I just loved him instantly.
What are your top 3 anime that has, have a special place in your heart?
One Piece for sure. No. A special place in my heart. I would have to say, you know, I don't want to be like cliche, but I would have to say Naruto because that's what really got the ball rolling. That's what started it. And it's one I absolutely love. It's kind of like a chick flick, like one, but it's called Nana. Nana holds a very, very special place in my heart, and I want to rewatch it.
Everybody loves that anime.
Yeah, every time I've never really meet many people that Nana. Like, what the heck is that?
I have guy friends and girlfriends who love that anime.
I love it.
Like,
I love it. It resonates a lot with me because I feel like both of them. You have Nana. I'm trying to remember her last name. I know Komatsu. Komatsu is like the one that falls in love with everybody, and Osaki. Nana. It's like I feel like I'm this mixture of both. I feel like a mixture of both. Nana Osaki with her passion for music. It's like literally that. And just watching her, I got really inspired watching it actually, to really go into my music, do my writing, and actually, you know, just stop talking about it and actually start doing something. Action speak louder. And with Nana Komatsu, with all the heartbreak and BS that she went through, it's like, I feel like a lot of us girls like can resonate with that, and her being left by her mans and us hating him. It's a lot of mixed emotions, but good times, and it's a really interesting. I feel like I haven't really seen, not that I've seen like a ton, but I feel like I haven't seen so far an anime like that.
So like you said, you do music. What got you into it? What kind of genre are you? Just the whole everything.
As far as genre, I'm not sure. Like I feel like I would love to do rock. I love rock. But as far as with genre, like I want to do a lot of exploring. Like when I was little, Michael Jackson was like my number one. That was like my top. And when you look at Mike, like they call him the king of pop, but when you listen to like his arsenal of music, you hear so many different types. So you hear pop, you hear like ballads, you hear rock, and that's something that I do. I want to do a lot of exploring with it. So I definitely feel like a lot of my inspiration when I write comes from pain. So I do like R&B as well, but I feel like I love SZA, so I like her style. And I love Miguel and The Weeknd. I feel like they have this style that's just like very their own. It's very unique. It's not just regular, you know, doo-wop, like R&B or whatever. And so I want to find my own sound like with that as well.
So are you familiar with the JoJo series?
No.
So in JoJo, part 5, there's this girl, her name is Trish Una. Her stand name is Spicy Lady. And her whole character is just independent, strong. So my question for you is, what is a spicy lady to you?
What is a spicy lady to me? A spicy lady, just someone that's not afraid to be themselves, like just unapologetically. Just go out, take on the world, and not really be worried about what anyone has to say, because sometimes, like, with that being said, you would think it's a lot of enemies and people that don't like you that have things to say that could hold you back, but when you really think about it, that could be friends and family, and it might not be their intentions. So it's like that's something that I had to learn the hard way, you know, coming up, where I would have family saying, oh, you should do this, oh, you shouldn't be doing that, and it's like they kind of have the best intentions, but it could steer you wrong. It could steer you down the wrong path. So I feel like a spicy lady, they're just listening to their own like beat of the drum, and that's what they want to move to and dance to, and just go out into the world like, I'm me, I don't care what you think.
And I'm smiling right now because her character actually was on the run from her father who was trying to murder her.
Wow.
So for you to say this is literally her life. Like her whole purpose of the show.
So I need to watch that.
Yes, girl. Yes, like
I need to watch that.
So I'm like getting chills. So I'm like, yes, like you. That's literally
we're just
everything she went through.
Talking.
So yes, I love that answer. Perfect.
So again, I'm Natalie. My Instagram, it's aesthetically Natalie, and I'm 28 years old. More social media coming soon. I gotta stop talking about my music and be about it, so that should be coming soon as well. And thank you.
Yes. Tell her what I want, what I really, really want is a Spice Girl. Sick, I forgot my whole world. Pause when she told nothing like, oh girl. Scary and sporty. Tell her what I want, what I really, really want.